In March, SkyWest Airlines added a third connecting flight to Salt Lake City from Pocatello Regional Airport. The midday flight has given travelers another convenient option for travel, and the number of passengers taken to the skies above the Gate City is up 45% compared to 2015. This year, the airport hosted a simulated crash drill. The live exercise is required by the FAA every 3 years and allowed first responders to test their responsibilities in a real-world scenario. The drill was a collaborative effort between Pocatello-Chubbuck School District No. 25, Idaho State University, SkyWest Airlines, the airport, and the Pocatello Police and Fire Departments.
2016 was a new beginning for Pocatello Zoo. In March, the zoo was renamed Zoo Idaho to reflect its status as an ambassador of Idaho and the Intermountain West native wildlife. This year also saw significant improvements to the zoo's main entrance with new pathways and landscaping completed during 2016. Within the city's park system, new restrooms were built in Caldwell Park and at the East Mink Creek Nordic Center. The facility at Caldwell Park was built using in-house staff, which resulted in significant cost savings. The restroom at the Nordic Center was funded through a $20,000 grant from Idaho State Parks and Recreation. At the Community Recreation Center, staff successfully transitioned to new recreation management software. The new system is much easier for patrons to navigate and has also increased functionality for staff. The city incurred zero upfront costs to make the change, and annual costs remain consistent with the department's previous provider. In conjunction with several community groups, the Parks and Recreation Department continued implementing improvements on the hillside north of Pocatello Creek Road. Other collaborative projects completed included construction of a material storage bin at NOP Park and improvements at Mountain View and Restlawn cemeteries.
2016 was a successful year for the Public Works departments. Construction continued on the city's wastewater treatment plant, and in 2016, the ultraviolet disinfection facility became operational. Currently, the facility is scheduled to be completed by the end of 2017. The Water Pollution Control Department were able to rehabilitate close to 10,000 feet of 8-inch sewer line throughout the city with cured-in-place pipe. The Water Department was able to replace 1.5 miles of water main lines. The projects in the areas of Cypress, Ebony, Dogwood, Northgate, Foothill, and Sublet Streets also included the replacement of all the associated valves, hydrants, and service connections. In April, the 500,000-gallon concrete water tank, booster station, and supply water well became operational at the Pocatello Regional Airport. The new facility improves overall system reliability and allows for future storage expansion as the airport business park continues to develop. The city's Science and Environmental Division collaborated with other city departments, the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers, and various local groups to create the Portneuf River Vision Study. Over the course of more than 20 presentations, multiple open houses, and over 1,000 surveys completed by local residents, officials were able to identify 4 guiding principles for future development of the river. They are ecosystem health, access and recreation, community engagement, and economic development. In December, the Council adopted a non-binding resolution to adopt the vision, with projects being completed as funding and resources allow. April featured another successful Portneuf Valley Environmental Fair with about 5,000 people learning about small steps they can take at home, work, school, and on the road to improve our local environment. Pocatello Street Operations Department was able to fog seal, micro seal, chip seal, or repave over 33 miles of the city's streets in 2016. The department widened Olympus Drive and Juniper Drive, as well as reconstructed a retaining wall on University Drive. Working with Police Department and the Pocatello-Chubbuck School District 25, the department also upgraded flashers in 5 school zones in the city. Zones with new flashers have the 20-mile-per-hour speed limit in place when flashing and have helped improve traffic flow through those zones. The city's sanitation department expanded its yard waste collection program from 600 to 700 participants, and just over 370 tons of yard waste was diverted from the Bannock County landfill. The department's leaf collection program was also expanded from 2 weeks to 3 weeks. The change was made after residents expressed support for the added week to help collect the last bit of remaining leaves. Through this effort, 38 tons of leaves were composted instead of dumped. Many of these public works projects were accomplished with the enormous assistance from the City Engineering Department. City engineers designed the widening of Olympus Drive, Highland Boulevard, sanitary sewer project, and multiple drainage and street projects, as well as federal aid projects like 2nd and Benton intersection. The department was also honored for its work on South Valley Road by the Intermountain section of the Institute of Transportation Engineers and the American Public Works Association's Rocky Mountain chapter.
Through the Planning and Development Department's partnership with the Pocatello Development Authority, the department was able to continue to support economic development throughout Pocatello. Planning and Development Department staff were also able to update the subdivision and the wireless communication facility ordinances. The changes to the subdivision ordinance refined the process to better serve local developers and residents, while the wireless ordinance was updated to reflect changes to federal law as well as technological advances. The Neighborhood and Community Services Division continued its work on home rehabilitation and sidewalk reconstruction projects for the community's low and moderate income population through its use of Community Development Block Grant funds. 2016 also saw the department's Complete Street demonstration project of Martin Luther King Jr. Way receive awards from the Idaho chapter of the American Planning Association and Idaho Smart Growth.
During 2016, more than 325,000 passengers boarded Pocatello Regional Transit buses. The year also featured 7 new-to-PRT transit coaches taking to roads in the Gate City. These buses came to Pocatello from the Utah Transit Authority at no cost to the city and so far have run over 70,000 miles of service. During the spring, PRT consolidated its fixed route services from 7 to 5 year-round routes. The effort eliminated some of the less used stops in the system and was achieved with the assistance and input from residents and organizations such as the Southeast Idaho Council of Governments and the Bannock Transportation Planning Organization. In part because of the changes, PRT was able to finish fiscal year 2016 in the black.
Pocatello Animal Services was able to modernize its adoption process by making a switch from a paper-based system to computerized setup. The new setup has sped up the adoption, cutting down the time to take home a pet from roughly an hour to about 30 minutes. Thanks to the generosity of our community, we received over $15,000 in grants to help fund free or reduced adoptions, as well as several projects around the shelter. September saw us host our most successful splash dance for dogs at the Ross Park Aquatic Complex. The 3rd annual event was followed up by another successful run with the big dogs. In August, the department entered into an agreement with Simply Cats Adoption Center based in Boise. The partnership allows us to transfer adoptable cats or kittens to their facility as they are able, in hopes of finding their forever homes. Through these combined efforts, more than 1,100 animals went to their forever homes in 2016.
Over the course of the year, the Pocatello Police Department honored 10 officers with the department's Life Saving Award. The department held its first Coffee with a Cop, which provides a unique opportunity for community members to ask questions and learn more about the department's work in Pocatello's neighborhoods. Officers also lent a hand to different causes in the community through Shop with a Cop, Urban Invasion, the Secret Santa program, and more. During 2016, officers were able to keep nearly 30 pounds of drugs off the streets, including more than 5 pounds of methamphetamine.
Pocatello Fire Department responded to a total of 7,756 fire and emergency medical response calls in 2016, up nearly 4% from the previous year. This is despite efforts to reduce calls through false alarm fees and cooperative efforts with local assisted living facilities. For the 2nd year in a row, the department and the Bannock County Ambulance District were recognized by the American Heart Association for maintaining the highest levels of service for cardiac care. The 2 groups were honored through the Mission Lifeline EMS recognition program and achieved gold status by meeting specific criteria related to heart attack care for a 2-year period. Through an Assistance to Firefighters grant from FEMA, firefighters were able to complete fire officer training coursework, and many officers attained the Fire Officer 1, 2, and 3 certification.
2016 saw the Information Technology Department continue its efforts to improve the cybersecurity of the city. The department participated in the National Cybersecurity Review, as well as continued to educate city employees on cybersecurity issues through newsletters and training. In the community, staff was able to teach the public about good cybersecurity practices through classes at the Marshall Public Library, a booth at the Community Resilience Fair, and online through participation in the Department of Homeland Security's Cybersecurity Awareness Month. In September 2016, the employee intranet was converted to an employee portal. The simplified format now allows employees to access their information from home. Staff also upgraded the city's voice-over-IP telephone system, as well as other hardware and software platforms across the network.
In August, the Video Services Department transitioned its video-on-demand services from PEG Central to YouTube. The change has resulted in a more than six-fold increase in online viewership of community access and government access programming, with viewers watching more than 50,000 minutes of original content. In 2016, the department helped produce close to 800 television programs, accounting for more than 500 hours of programming.
2016 was a year of growth for the Marshall Public Library. We added 2 computers to the Youth Homework Assistance Program. This program helps students 17 and younger complete their after-school research and homework assignments. The Makerspace program also has grown to include 3D printing, circuits, and programming.
The Human Resources Department transitioned from a paper application system to an online model in 2016. The changes have increased efficiency throughout the hiring process, as well as making it simpler to apply for a job with the city. Job seekers are also able to sign up for alerts whenever a position they may be interested in is posted. Staff also facilitated the transition from Blue Cross of Idaho to Aetna as the city's health insurance provider.
For the 12th consecutive year, the Finance Department was awarded the Certificate of Achievement for Excellence in Financial Reporting, presented by the Government Finance Officers Association of the United States and Canada. The certificate is the highest form of recognition in governmental accounting and financial reporting and recognizes outstanding work on the comprehensive annual financial report for fiscal year 2015. The department received the award for outstanding achievement in popular annual financial reporting for the 11th year running.
This spring, the Federal Bureau of Investigations announced that they would be expanding their operations in Pocatello. The expansion will add about 300 jobs and have an estimated economic impact of $36 million per year. Elsewhere on the economic development front, the more than $75 million expansion at Great Western Maltine rolled on with construction scheduled to be completed in 2017. This summer, Western States Caterpillar opened their doors on their new facility near Century High School. In June, members of the Pocatello-Chubbuck Mayor's Youth Advisory Council were able to attend the Association of Idaho Cities Youth Leadership Conference, where they received leadership training, took part in a service project, and networked with other leaders from around the state. August saw the start of Coffee with the Mayor. The quarterly meeting serves as a way to bring city government to people who typically don't have access to City Hall. So far, coffees have been held at Portneuf Towers, Christensen Court, and McKinley Manor, and will continue quarterly in 2017.